All right, welcome back to the OverDrive League Summer Split. We are here with the Gold Division first game of the day. Well, first stream game of the day. I'm Shadow, joined by me is Vafa on the caster desk.
What's up, everyone?
We're going to be here watching. It's going to be Rawr versus PCC Lancers. Other way around, though. PCC Lancers are on blue side. Because I said them wrong for some reason, but we're all here in pick and ban phase as a support is going to be taken off the table, which is not really what you'd see in the very beginning of a pick ban phase.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how the rest of the pick and ban phase also turns out. But we have seen Alistar pop up as the main support for a lot of these bruiser bot lanes, if you've been watching the LCK or the LPL. So that's actually not too bad of a ban. I can tell you that the Kled is a target ban towards Real Potato because I casted for them earlier, and that is like his main spam champion, but not having access to that, that's going to put him in a tight spot.
What if there was a skin that Kled wrote a potato instead of, skull? Skull is a potato. Or it's a potato shaped like a skull, and he runs it around.
Oh my goodness. Scarl potato. Scarl. I can't see it. No, but well, now I cannot unsee that image from my mind where Kled is just charging into battle and you just have this like lumpy potato just like with rain. I don't know. This you come up with some of the weirdest imaginative
No, when he dismounts, right? When they kill Skull, it just like crumbles, like the potato crumbles.
Oh, you mean mashed? Maybe it just gets
mashed.
Oh potato. My lord! Put some butter and cheese, shredded cheese on that. Turn Scarl into a delicious meal afterwards. Meanwhile, Shadow, we've got a couple picks. We got the Nami first pick for Nikishi, and then it looks like Lucian being locked in for the side of Rawr over here.
So I've seen Chadru. He likes to play really aggressive AD carries. He's played the Vayne. He plays the Lucian. I think I've seen him play the Caitlyn a little bit too. He's a very proficient AD carry in my opinion, and he really kind of understands his AD carries that he can play. Whenever he's on AD carries that he can't play, he seems a little bit weak. But there's something that we haven't seen in a while. Graves is somebody that I feel like is a very strong jungle, but people just don't pick him up. And that's quite interesting, as Remzi is going to take his hand at the very strong early game jungler. But I mean, if Boosted Baka wants to, since I was also up for the taking, but he's gonna take the Coach Maths approach and lock in Warwick.
Well, he's not playing the Sejuani, which is what he was playing earlier. Did not have the greatest performance on that champion, but hopefully looking to redeem himself here on the terrorizing wolf in the jungle. Against the likes of Graves, though, that will be a difficult time in a 1v1 situation, as Remzi can just kite him out. But maybe he can just catch Remzi with his pants down while he's trying to clear, some kind of camp. But Varus locked in here. I don't know how I feel about that, Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Varus today already and hasn't had that much success. But with the Nami, it might prove to be a little bit more effective. But I think against a Lucian, it's just going to struggle, especially with the Morgana. They can't land any of the CC, and Lucian's just going to run them down. So, not too sure. But I guess they really couldn't pick into the Morgana, right? They didn't see it until later, but that's a Galio ban. Setting a nod to last game. I think, at least, that Galio was really impressive coming out from Potato Chip. So, really unfortunate. Well, I mean, they're going to ban it out because I think they're afraid of it. They haven't locked in a mid laner. Mighty Moose is still hiding his cards. So, but we are going to get into kind of the second pick phase where the top laners and the mid laners are going to be picked. Both the solo laners are going to be prioritized, and we'll have to see where Vault is going to put the counter pick because that's going to depend on how they're going to snowball. Is it one or is it Sana that's going to be getting the counter pick?
15 seconds on the clock. Chajiru talking with the team. He's like, all right, do we pick the mid lane here or do we pick the top lane? Or you can always pick a flex champion. If both of these laners know how to play Aurelia, that can be something. But
wow.
Malphite, I don't know if that could be flex, but that does seem pretty telling that is going to be the top laner for Sparajuan. And that leaves the mid lane up for a counter pick.
But that is Yeah, Potato is going to counter that with the Bruiser. That does a lot of damage. That can charge to the tank, and that's going to be a Lowry. Once he picks up that Black Cleaver, Malphite's going to have a really hard time. But now, Mighty Moose is going to pick up his mid laner. There's so many mid laners up on the table. Like, okay, this is not something I would say I would expect, but it might be this tiny little evil Master of Doom that's going to be picked up, and it is going to be locked in.
So, to give some context, Mighty Moose had this Vygar pick banned away from him in their earlier game today. So now it's time to see, what is this Vygar warranting bans for? Does Mighty Moose have a legendary Vygar pocket pick that we just don't know about? It's time to show it off. And Heartshaker Sana is going to answer with a Lux in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, Lux does have a pretty good matchup into the Veigar. Doesn't really go too close to the Veigar, able to farm from afar and still poke out the Veigar, who's relatively short range, so not too bad as a counter pick, but not really the counter pick that we're looking for, right? Typically against the Veigar, you would want to pick an assassin, somebody that can destroy him, and just bully him out of lane, not let him farm. But it is going to be kind of more the passive approach from Sana, so really interesting.
Yeah, well, it does have the safe wave clear, and then once he has access to the final spark, you can just start poking out from a distance. And with all the cooldowns buffs that Lux has received in the past, I mean, if Heartshaker Sana can utilize those correctly, you can get a lot of burst damage in between skirmishes and team fights. But I do agree with you, Shadow. It's like you would want something that can hard punish this Vygar, because he's kind of like the mid lane version of Nasus, right? Where if you punish him early on, he's not going to get to that late game raid boss status. But when you're playing something like Lux, that's not really a lane bully. It's someone that's just kind of more on the passive side. So if you just let Vygar just stack these Qs for free, I mean, he's going to get so much free ability power, and then he might even just opt in for a second item death cap and then just walk in with like 500 AP at 20 minutes and be like, all right, what you gonna do now?
Yeah, speaking of free lanes, Alawi's gonna have a pretty free lane in the top lane. I do not see Malphite beating Alawi at all in this top lane unless Graves comes up there and ganks the Alawi. I do think Real Potato will have such a good lane, such a field day against one, and I don't know if one can do anything to contest at all.
Yeah, and then Shadow, to kind of add on to that point, you don't really want to pick, at least in this meta, passive laners or laners that don't have a lot of lane priority, because then it allows the junglers to just have so much free roam into the enemy's jungler, and also the priority on the scuttle crabs, which is how the junglers can accelerate their experience and their gold leads past the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, and typically you'd see those strong laners on Remzi's side who picked up Waves, but it's actually going to be on Baka's side who has the Warwick, who has kind of the lower end of the trades against the Graves, but he might have the Alawi and Veigar to back him up if he's going to try to fight the Graves, and that might be the key to the victory on PCC Lancers. So that might be something to look out for, how the kind of solo laners of PCC Lancers are going to be playing around the Warwick and the jungle.
And we'll definitely have to see. And it seems like the only saving grace for Remzi to be able to play through will be that Lucian Morgana bot lane, as we've seen from the indirect Lucian buffs with the Blade of the Ruined King buff and the Essence Reaver change. Definitely a stronger lane opponent than Varus at this point in the meta. So if Chujiro and Nezumi, hopefully I'm saying those names right, can play this lane out correctly, and then playing in synergy with the pressure that Remzi can add as Graves, maybe this is the lane you have to snowball through before Real Potato and Mighty Moose start popping off on their own lane opponents.
Yeah, we have a more aggressive bot lane here with both supports actually taking Ignite for the first time we see today. So we are going to be seeing a lot of action here in this bot lane. Something I would like to see from other games, even though their summoner spells didn't reflect that. But we do see some interesting summoner spells in the mid lane, Cleanse and TP. So Lux is going to be kind of respecting that cage for Mighty Moose, while Veigar is just not going to be killing at all with the TP, disrespecting the Lux.
Yeah, it just means there won't be, or I'm assuming there won't be as much action early on in the lanes in the mid side of the map, which be a little bit boring, but hopefully Heartshaker Sana can shake things up. Knock on wood. Later on, once he gets his Luden's Echo and penetration boots.
But as we learn the game, we'll be able to see these guys' keystones. So far today, there hasn't been too much off meta or kind of specialized approach in keystones, but we have seen kind of a little bit shied away from keystones. So we'll have to see if there's anything unique coming out from these players, or they are just kind of going to follow their standard. But it is, and as I say that, it is going to be kind of one of the things that pop out to me is the Hail of Blades Warwick, which it did get buffed this patch, 8.12, got 25% more attack speed on your first 3 autos. So that is going to be pretty crucial, especially in these fights against, maybe in these early fights against Graves, to help him auto attack more, maybe proc some damage and chase down the Graves. But I'm not sure if that's like the best option that you could take on Warwick.
Yeah, I mean, press the attack has been such a great option for Warwick, pairing it with the celerity and the water walking. But maybe we'll have to see how well Boosted Baka is able to execute that Hail of Blades, because I can see a world where Graves walks up and he gets face checked, or he face checks into Boosted Baka, and then he just gets those 3 autos successfully, and then cancels the animation of the last auto with his Q, and then boom, he's just 4 autos before Graves has even had a chance to react with 1 auto and a Q. So maybe the theory crafting is there, but the execution is going to require a lot of patience from Boosted Baka to make this work.
Definitely. But also the fact we also do see that Alawi has taken Gracia Dying, promoting a little bit more that she's going to be playing a little bit more tankier, a little bit more safer, rather than the aggression that we'd see maybe from a Kleptomancy, a Conqueror, something like of the sorts. So being a little bit respectful of perhaps the Remzi and one, but still nonetheless going to have a good time in the top lane.
Right. So looks like we're on the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, and now you see everyone flying to the mid side, or the scrimmage line, as there's no official scrimmage line, but it's just kind of the river area where it parts the mid side of the map. Well, we see all of Rawr just grouping on the bot side of the map, and Nikishi and Mr. Fox have to be careful, because if they face check and Nikishi's not there, they do not have a ward there, so they're going to be able to walk all in. Nikishi has no idea that they're walking around. Oh no, Nikishi's going to face check and gets the face full of the double bindings, and the first blood also goes over to Chajiru, and that's going to be so crucial for getting this bot lane snowballed.
Yeah, he is probably going to be able to take a back here, and he's going to be able to spend that gold, so that's going to be pretty harsh. Actually, he's going to opt not to back, but so it won't affect the lane phase too harshly, but that is kind of unfortunate. That first blood gold won't do anything until Chajiru backs. So that's important to note, because if Fox and Nekishi can keep Chajiru in lane, that kill will not mean much. It does give him a little bit of XP, though. That is kind of the only concern.
Right. The extent of their lead will just be the experience, like you said, as Nikishi realized that she was pretty much dead as soon as she got hit by the Lux binding, so they will be able to come back to lane evenly, and sums will not be traded. So as long as Nikishi and Mr. Fox can just keep their composure and just play out the lane as normal, like you said, take note for the experience lead, but they should just be playing this lane safe, keep the sustain topped off with the ebb and flow, and maybe they can get out of this lane alive.
I like this pathing from Boosted Baka. He actually he actually takes his blue buff, like he starts on the top side, is gonna take the Rift Sculler and probably invade on the red side of Remzi and maybe get some camps out of it. But if Remzi is able to read this correctly, he'll be able to do the exact same. So have to see where these guys go. But otherwise, in this bot lane, it is going to be actually Fox and Nekishi hitting level 2 first, but yeah, not gonna do much. Okay.
Well, looks like you're right, Remzi on the bot side of the map now, so actually, what can happen here? Boosted Baka's opting to go back into his bot side of the jungle, but looks like
wow, didn't see it. Yeah, he just didn't see Remzi taking the red buff, and Remzi's gonna be able to get out, and Boosted Baka actually didn't opt to take the red buff. They might actually meet here. Remzi has red buff.
It looks like they're not fighting. I guess Boosted Baka is just acknowledging that, you know what, Remzi's level 3, I'm level 2. There's nothing I can do, and Mighty Moose cannot move either to assist his jungler, so he just has to give up the KFC chickens. Meanwhile, Spotter Juan taking a lot of damage from Wheel Potato. He might have to flash if you know, directed
Ooh,
camera.
Yeah, both. both top laners flashed if you didn't see that. And yeah, nothing really happened, but Red Potato really showing his dominance here in the top lane. Uh-oh. Never mind. I thought a binding would come out.
Debated. No, Mr. Fox had the speed boost from the Nami passive after getting the part on his autos. Oh man, but Real Potato, adding that, yeah, did force out the TP from Spider Juan. Is not sure what the optimal backing time will be for Real Potato.
Cool.
A lot of damage coming out on the bot side of the map. Oh, the press the attack coming in. Mr. Fox trying to trade back as much as he can. It's admirable the attempt that he was being able to put some damage on the Charger, but he definitely lost out on that trade. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Nami, so with ebb and flow, might be able to keep Mr. Fox sustained right back up. And if Chajaru is not able to go for another successful all-in, Mr. Fox might be... Ooh, that's a good binding. On the Ignite is going to come down, is going to throw out the W, but the heal is going to come out, giving him the speed boost and practically the life-saving grace to be able to get out of that trade.
That was a nice binding from Nezumi. But I do think that if she would have ignited earlier, I think they would have gotten the kill on Fox because he was tanking the minions. But that's something that you wouldn't see until later. But I do find it funny that Potato hasn't back. Oh no.
Oh, Real Potatoes. Like you said, it's funny that he hasn't back because now he's getting ganked by Remzi. He doesn't have flash from before after flashing on the Juan, and he gets punished. Remzi picks up his first kill.
Remzi doing a lot of stuff on this map. Took the red buff and is now ganked the top lane, doing really well. And Fox and Nekishi having dangerously close in the spot, dangerously close to kind of death in the spot lane.
Yeah. So Shadow, if we look at the gold leads here, or the current gold amount, I mean, what if he is opting in for? If he's opting to play in this Vars pick, I mean, is he kind of trying to go for a Blade of the Rune Pink Rush, or do you think he's going to go for Winston?
I think Gunsu's Rush is probably the most common here. I don't think Bork is too great against the team of Rawr. It doesn't really have any benefits. But, oh man, the gold lead is devastating. It's a good 2,000 right now. 700 in the jungle, another 700 in the bot lane, and then little amounts of bits and pieces around in the other lanes. So, oh man, oh, this is not looking good for PCC Nessus.
Indeed, it's not. And we already see that Remzi has had a chance to back, has himself the Skirmisher Saber and the Longsword. So he's going to be packing a punch onto Busubaka and will have the mini Ignite and Exhaust from that Saber whenever he does smite and find the wolf in the jungle. But Baka also has a couple Longswords. He will be able to have some damage if he makes some ganks, but doesn't mean he can fight the Graves quite yet.
20 CS down in the bot lane, 10 CS down in the mid lane. It's just so much pressure coming out from these guys, and kind of surprising in the mid lane, not so surprising in the bot lane. In the Lucian Morgana, especially have been how they've been playing, but Sana really doing well against this Vega of Mighty Moose, and now they're actually gonna be taking Dragon for free. So
there's no contestation from Busubaka. You know, on the top side of the map, just trying to power farm and catch up back to the gold lead that Remzi has established for himself. And Shadow, the one laner that seemed like he was going to have a lead for himself, Real Potato, he's now just bashed by CS by Spider Juan after the gank from Remzi.
Yeah, he's not doing too great, and he's going to have to do his best to try to shut down Juan, but it is a Malphite. Unstoppable Force is the only thing that you use a Malphite for. So Lally has to pick up like a kill or two, maybe have Remzi come up there and not die and do some sort of 2v1, but it is looking very bad for PCC. They don't really have any wing lanes, and they are very behind already at 7 minutes in, which isn't a good sign. So.
Real Potato's trying his best to get some poke damage in, but after the kill from Remzi, it definitely offset his momentum that he was having in the lane, and he didn't get the optimal item backing. I'm assuming he wanted to go for a Phage.
Yeah. I would say probably Phage is the best since he can catch up to the Malphite, especially since the Malphite does have that size of exhaust but slow. But Fox, his build is quite interesting. He builds 2 daggers and boost, which is not uncommon, and then he has 3 control wards.
And wow.
Yeah.
Well, he really just Final Spark just barely missing on Mighty Moose. He's got the blue suede shoes on. Is just dancing around that. So he's gonna live with his life. Whew. Dodges another skill shot. I mean, he's Mighty Moo's dancing on fire. He's shout out to Dragon Force because he's dancing through the fire and flames right now. Just
he's challenging his own life by endangering himself. He's skilling on Santa, showing that he doesn't care.
But that's what makes League fun, Shadow. You know, sometimes it's not just enough to play well. You have to play dangerously just to give yourself a little bit of spice and make the enemy laner think.
Oh no.
Well, Binding doesn't miss from Nezumi, but he has the Soul Shackle. He just walks up in range. He's going to be able to get it, but the Binding is good enough. Not sure if it will be enough. Actually, the heal and the ebb and flow keeps online. Oh, wait a minute, but Real Potato did not get the memo. They wanted to disengage the fight, not start it, and he gets knocked up by Spider Juan, and Real Potato feeling pretty bad after just keeping into his death.
Did you guys know that Warwick is in this game? I did not know that. Because he has not put any pressure on this map at all. Lemzy comes in as just the icing on the cake, but it was just Charger and Nezumi basically killing the bot lane of PCC Lancers, and the TP from Potato, I don't know if that was necessary to complete, and he ends up trading his life once again for absolutely nothing. Well, for losing a turret. He trades his life for losing a turret, which isn't a trade that you'd want to get.
Oh, it's not even a trade at all. That's just theft right there. So
highway robbery.
Yeah, highway robbery. And
oh my God.
Yeah, it's just just feels really bad for Real Potato. Once he had that a little bit of glimpse of a lead, now just being sent farther and farther behind. Just for the sake of his team trying to think they have a little bit of safety, but there needs to be crisper communication between the members of PCC so that they just don't send team members into their deaths for free.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the gold differential, 5,000 gold already in 10 minutes. That is around 30 CS down in the bot lane, 20 CS in the mid lane, and then around 5 camps in the jungle, and that's a lot of gold that they are missing. Like, Lucian has already completed an item. Lux is going to complete an item. Well, actually, she isn't, but she's really close to completing an item on her next back, and she's not looking good.
Yeah, I like how Spider Juan was trying to bait Real Potato for Chajuru, but he ended up just walking up and is like, "Hey, Alawi, I'm here."
80 carry is the new jungler.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my God, what is this play?
Binding. Oh, Nezumi coming over.
Wait.
Where is Bustabaka going? He lets the Morgana pass right through, and now he doesn't really know what to do at this point. And now
he's chasing his own tail.
Oh man, feels bad. Bustabaka just trying to do his best to help his teammates, but Real Potato had already died in the blink of an eye, and now they're gonna get this top lane turret for free.
Oh no, the dog is chasing his own tail, caught his own scent, and now is running around in the wrong ways. So, not looking good. But I actually don't know how Nezumi got there. He went behind Real Potato, and I assume he just walked behind the wall. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think they cleared out the vision from the river bush, and then he just walked under and dove turret. Oh, Nezumi taking a lot of damage. The Viger Tidal Wave is going to come out looking for the engagement on Spark. Doesn't really hit anyone. Graves throwing out the cloud down, trying to get some splash damage on the backline, but it doesn't really do anything. Jadru flanking. This is the Lucian assassin getting a double kill, and he actually gets the blast kill and gets out. Oh, but Bustabaka finds the mark with the ulti, is going to be able to get the shutdown onto Lucian. Heartshaker Sana picks up himself another kill onto Real Potato, making it the 4th death for the Alawi. Not what you want to have on a carry champion like that here, Shadow.
Yeah, especially Real Potato is just growing more and more irrelevant in this game. And that's a 3 for 2 in favor of Rawr. That Charger's play there was really aggressive. Almost got hit by the Infinite Duress, unfortunately, but I am kind of surprised that Charger didn't go for the Essence Lever first build, but is going for the Bork. I've seen this build a few times. Actually, he's not even following the build that I know, because I've seen some people actually returning back to the Bork Cleaver build with the Essence Lever. It's actually really good, because after you cast your ulti, you can just stack those Black Cleaver stacks, and it's just really amazing. But Looks like he's going to opt in for the Z11, probably going for an IE next, but a little bit off meta, but looks to be comfortable on him as Real Potato is going to kind of have problems with both surviving and his computer.
Oh no, well hopefully the surviving isn't correlated with his computer, otherwise then it's that even feels worse when, and it's one thing to just, die, but to die and you're not really in control of it because of the technical issues. I mean, we've all been there, folks. I mean, we've been in that crucial solo queue game in promos to get to the next not just division tier, like from silver to gold or gold to plat, and then suddenly computer crashes, the computer starts lagging, the frame rates drops. I mean, me and Shadow had some frame rate drops earlier in the game, and then team fight broke out. We're like, wait a minute, what happened? And then we just
Yeah, actually, I was talking to Backpack about this earlier. He was having the same problem, and he says that after a few games it gets that way, so you have to restart your client and it fixes up the problem. But once again, that's a little bit of advice, but that's not the ultimate fix, unfortunately. But I would assume that we're going to get a fix soon from that. So, but otherwise, back to this game. It is now 8K gold at 13 minutes in favor of Rawr, and that's huge. I'm not sure if I feel like this gold lead for Rawr might be insurmountable for PCC Lancers, especially with the way that they're kind of just playing and trying to catch people out. But perhaps they might show some sort of twist.
You're right. One thing we do have to look at is that, especially in this meta, it is way easier for people to close out leads once you have a lead like this. But, I mean, having almost nearly a 10,000 gold lead at 13 minutes, I mean, usually you see 10,000 gold leads snowball out of control at the 15-minute mark or the 20-minute mark. But this 13 minutes, this early, Shadow, I mean, what can PCC even do to just come back?
Well, they need to catch people out. They have Chains of Corruption, they have the Baby Cage from Vega, and they have Infinite Duress. If they catch people out without any repercussions, anybody following up from Rawr, they can possibly start calling back ahead. They're going to need a few good fights, at least maybe 3 good fights. 3 really good fights. And they'll start to gain some gold back, and then they'll start to become relevant. And then up after that, it's basically up to how they play. Oh my god.
Oh, Heart Shaker just throwing out some spells, trying to see if one of them hits. The final spark did hit Mr. Fox, but only takes out about looking 300 damage, but the ebb and flow sustains half of it back up. So, I mean, I don't know. Honest attempt from Art. Yeah. Oh, now that one hit. But Shadow, look at it. The sustain from Nikishi's keeping Mr. Fox topped up. Jesus. Oh, the unstoppable force from Spider Juan. Finally clipping out Mr. Fox, but now the fight is really on. The Baby Cage is going to throw it out. Juan is not going to be able to get out alive, but Morgana does get a return kill on Nikishi. It looked like it was, I don't even know if it was Soul. No, it wasn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a great binding charge. Going in for another kill. He's going to get down to the wolf, but the final spark not even going to have a chance to clip it. Ramsey taking that kill for himself with the collateral damage. That is 3 members down for a trading of 2. This should be the mid-tier turret, and that's going to open up the map even further for the side of Rawr.
Well, that was looking good at first as they got the Malphite, and they could have probably baited some things, and then everything started hitting from Morgana and Lux, and then everything went downhill from there. And BCC Lanterns finds themselves sinking deeper and deeper into the hole. It's now 10K gold lead at 15 minutes.
Here we go, Shadow. This is the moment where PC have to look at themselves and be like, all right, do we rise above the occasion? I know we're not playing Rise, but can we rise above the obstacles that we have before us and to just play methodically? Then, like you said, using those picks from the tools of the Chain of Corruptions, the Cage, and the Infinite Duress, can they make a comeback here, Shadow?
I would say they can. They have to play it very quickly. They've made a lot of mistakes, and now it's not the time for mistakes, especially in this kind of position. But this is where ordinary people are turned into legends. If PCC Lancers are able to make it back, they will be turned into what would be considered legendary, being able to be down this far.
Yeah, that's why we call it the League of Legends, not the League of Feeders. But oh, Nezumi trading blows with the Vygar, throwing out The binding is just going to stun him up for a little bit, trading in for the cage. And now it looks like they're trying to get some vision, just securing it on top side of the map. This should be the Rift Herald without contestation, but maybe if they don't respect where Vigar and Vars are, they can walk into a trap unless Juan is just able to face check for them.
They're gonna have to face check for this, and that's all what you want to do.
Oh no! It's a massacre! It's disgusting! What am I looking at? Everyone's dead! Shadow, Mr. Fox, what is... I feel so bad. The images have been scarred into his mind.
Grab your friends and family, hold them tight! Oh no!
Call your dad, tell them that you love them, because if this happens to you, you might never see them again, folks. Oh my god, Shadow, that was just disgusting.
Oh no, that was just them marching towards their death. They like, oh no, that that was not looking good, and the massacre will continue. 13K caught ahead now. 2.5 minutes later, this gold lead is going larger and larger.
Oh man, Shadow. I mean, we were talking about if PCC wanted to make the comebacks, they had to make the picks, right? But then they just walked up without any vision being able to check in, and they just... It was just such an easy wombo pick. You got the Unstoppable Force right into final.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, Charger, just leave the man alone. Okay, he's not able to steal the KFC chicken nuggets, but Usabaka just trying to get any scraps that he can. This is poor Wolf has not really been allowed to do much this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for PCC Lancers. I mean, Baron hasn't even spawned. It's 1:30 until Baron spawns. Next dragon will be another Ocean Drake, and that's just gonna add like toppings to the top. I mean, to Rawr. I'm trying to find a good analogy right now, if you can't tell, but I mean, Rawr's just gonna grab the third Ocean Drake, go to heal up anything that PCC Lancers tries to dish out, and it's just not gonna look good.
Yeah, and with triple Ocean Drake, I mean, all the sieging and the sustain power that you can have with the Nami is pretty much going to be matched at this point. Oh, I don't know if you want to fight this, Potato. You're fighting a 1v3. You do get the ultimate on you. You do a lot of damage, but you are so far behind, my friend. That was an admirable attempt, but 1v3 not going to work out for you.
Want some fried calamari? Looks pretty good. It was freshly served.
Freshly served from the restaurant of Pasadena.
City. Oh man.
Oh man. Well, looks like this should be an easy triple Ocean Drake secured for the side of Rawr. Oh my gosh. The final spark. Oh my god, Mr. Fox holding his legs tightly. Does not want to drop the soap there. Oh my goodness.
No.
He's holding onto Nikishi's hands. He's like, please, take me away. Save me. Like, poor Mr. Fox, in his almost 20 minutes, Shadow, he hasn't even completed his Winston's Rage Blade yet.
Nobody on PCC has completed an item at all. I mean, actually, Warwick has. That's the only member on PCC Lancers that has completed an item. The Warwick. And oh no, it's 20 minutes in and they're knocking on the inhib doors, showing them that this is not their base anymore, looking for that inhib. Oh no.
Oh, well, you got Mighty Moose split pushing on the top side of the map. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out. Here comes the right Calamari, and then knock him. Two final sparks is going to find the Wolf as well. Mr. Fox has nowhere to go. That's a double kill for Remzi. Looks like the 5-man squad of Rawr is pushing this in, and Mighty Moose, he knows it's over. He's just like, you know what, I'm just going to try to have my dignity. I don't want to die again.
420.
It's 420. Nikishi throwing out the tidal wave saying, let's go blaze going after.
Oh no. No, they ruined it! 420!
You ruined it! Why would you ruin the score? It was so beautiful! Oh my god.
Nexus is gonna explode. PCC, their base is in shambles and they're going down.
Oh, Shadow.
Oh. What do you have to say about that game?
Um,
Oh man.
well, I will tell you, Shadow, that that was a really spectacular demonstration of the Lucian versus Varus dynamic in this meta.
Yeah, I mean Lucian's one of the top tier AD carries, and oh no, especially with the Morgana backing him up with the Black Shield, not looking too great. I mean, PCC Lance has had so many problems arriving, and I don't know what to start. And
Mm.
but I mean, now that this game is over, who do you think was kind of the main center voice, the MVP of Raw? I'm gonna assume Raw.
I think if you're looking at this squad, I don't know if there's like a standout player because if you think about all of them just kind of popped off at the same time.
Yeah.
Ramsey had a great early gank, which offset. I mean, you could say that the early game was secured by Ramsey on the top side of the map because Real Potato was giving Juan a lot of harass, but then Ramsey came in at the a really crucial moment, knowing that Potato had just burned Flash, and then basically removed the pressure that he had. And so after that, every single lane on the side of Rawr was winning.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think Ramsey had the most impact in this game. Like the fact that he was able to early invade and even push Baka out of his own jungle, I think 3 minutes in, that was pretty insane. And I do think Ramsey had kind of the biggest influence on just stopping Real Potato from snowballing and just stopping everyone on the side of PCC Landsons. But good congratulations to Raw for winning the game. If I'm not mistaken, I do think they won the other game, but I'm gonna have to check that. So, but unfortunately for PCC Lancers, they are going to be going back to the drawing board and kind of just figuring out what they could have done better. So, well, with that being said, we will be moving on to our next game of today, Ragnarok versus Anarchy, and we'll be right back after the break. Tune in. Don't go anywhere. Tune in for the next game. Welcome back to our last game of tonight of our week 1 summer split, Ragnarok versus Anarchy. I'm still going to be Shadow, joined by Rafa here on the caster desk.
That's me. I wanted to say something like better, and then my brain just went to sleep.
Imploded.
Imploded. I think it was just from watching that last game. Shadow.
It exploded on in the Nexus. Oh man.
I'm still trying to process that last game. I think I'm gonna have nightmares about that Malphite Lux face check.
Yeah,
combo.
That was a massacre.
Yeah, please, if you have a mom, you have a dad, if you haven't talked to them in a while, like I'm not like I know it sounds like I'm memeing, but like literally go call them. Don't text them, like call them, let them know. Like you don't even have to like talk to them that long. Just just let them know that you love them, because you never know when you might talk to them again.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like I can imagine like in the finals, PCC Lancers has made it to the finals, and then they meet Rawr in the finals, and then they lock in Malphite and Lux. They get PTSD and lose the game.
That would just be quite the tragedy.
Oh my god. But
breaking news from the lobby pre-chat. It looks like the side of Anarchy are planning to sub in Faker, which is quite admirable. I didn't realize Faker dropped to gold recently. I know he lost to a gold 4 brand at one point in his career, but
god.
I didn't realize it had gone that crucial. Maybe after all the meta changes, he just can't keep up with the best.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Just Faker randomly subs. You wouldn't even know he's Faker, right? You would think he's either scripting or just much better than you. I don't know, because like there's not a very clear line between Faker and scripting. I feel like like have you seen that guy? Oh man, dude, watching him play is pretty amazing. But so we do actually have Ragnarok and Anarchy here today. We haven't talked about them, so we're going to talk about them now. So I actually know a few members of Ragnarok, especially Ryoku and X-Homie. I have talked to them. You actually did see X-Homie. X-Homie was part of Sabretooth last season, and Sabretooth unfortunately got wiped out by Mammoth, I think, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. And we were actually having planned. We were planning on having him on the analyst desk. Unfortunately, we did not. So, because he was kind of busy. But so hopefully he'll show us a better showing than last season on this newly formed roster with a completely different name, Ragnarok's. Imagine if there was an anagram, just like Sabretooth rearranged.
That would be the ultimate plot twist right there.
But yeah, we are having slight issues with the lobby right now. The 80k of Ragnarok is having slight issues, technical issues. So as we get that fixed, what do you think we're going to see now that we've seen all 3 of these games today?
Well, don't pick Varus. Probably want to pick Lucian. Or I believe, I think
Japanese.
What is this lobby chat right now? I don't know if this is actually being streamed.
It's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a shame you guys don't get to see this, because there's some quality meme posting going on right now.
The gangs over here. We got Japanese, we got Korean, we got English.
I can throw in some Espanol or some Alemán, or German, or the Deutsch. Actually, no, I'm lying. I can't speak German anymore. It feels bad.
But that would be pretty fun.
Hey, Shadow throwing in some French. Bonjour, monsieur.
No.
Nani? What the Polish? What in the? No! Get rid of that! No!
Oh god. Okay, so this is what happens when people have too much free time on their hands.
God.
But
yeah, maybe it's a good thing that the stream is not seeing the Twitch, the little lobby pre-chat right now. Oh my lord.
Oh god. So we're gonna try to focus and stay on topic here. So, what do you think is the key? What do you think from what we've seen today? What do you think is the key for these teams to win?
I think these guys just need, like, right now, instead of meme posting in the lobby, they need to like do a quick cram study session right now. Like, just go watch any of the recent LCK games, look at the drafts, look at the champions picked, and then just pick those champions. Like, yes, these guys are not Korean pros, but the Koreans gotta know something, right? So, I mean, and so far, I feel like the teams that have picked the picks that we've seen in LCK or LPL are the ones.
Where's Irelia?
Yeah, no one is picking Aurelia. Does no one know how to play Aurelia? Like, I mean, yes, Aurelia has some skill curve to it, but I mean, there's got to be someone on your team that can play her decently.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. I mean, it's really weird that we don't see Irelia, but we don't pick man face here right now, and I do know Ryoku a little bit. Riven and Yasuo, I think he was really proficient on, especially Riven, and that's why they're going to be banning it away from Anarchy. But finally, some meta bans we're actually going to be seeing. Mundo and Graves, two very prominent top lane and jungle picks, being taken off the table. I like to see that, especially due to the Graves from last game, so yeah, gonna be.
Yeah. No, we did see Remzi from the side of Rawr just having so much pressure with that Graves. Taking that away from Wrecked Adreno just shows a sign of respect, but you still have some pretty ample junglers to pick from. You've got the Xin Zhao, you've got the Talia. Nocturne has been making his way as a pretty strong jungler, not necessarily a level 2 jungler like the other ones that I've mentioned, but he does scale pretty well, and once he gets that level 6, I mean, he just does so much damage at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty strong, especially when he's able to assassinate with all the lethality. But 3 meta bans coming out from Ragnarok, Kai'Sa being taken off the table. We've seen the power of Kai'Sa today already. It's pretty strong. So, but also a lot of kind of poke bans, target bans coming out from Anarchy. But here's something that I feel like we might be seeing the first solo carry game. Master Yi could be picked up here with this tug that is a threat.
No, don't pick Warwick. No.
Oh no.
If this guy picks Warwick, he's going to get run over if Xylork picks the Master Yi. Oh my god, Shadow, hold me. I cannot. I'm not going to be able to hold my heart in together to watch.
We're going to have another massacre.
Oh no.
We don't know. We don't know yet if it's a Master Yi, but it is on the signs to do so with the Taric being locked in already. And looks like Anarchy aren't going to stop this. They're going to have their own counter pick to this. At least I would hope, as they kind of predict this. But as the timer tick down, we will see if it isn't. No. Wow. They are not going to pick up
my god,
Master Yi meta. Yeah, the Master Yi meta is not going to be picked up.
Oh my god. I feel so betrayed and so oh my god. I'm so sad, Shadow.
Yeah, it is. It's not gonna be the Master Yi that we've seen so prominently picked, and it's gonna be the Lee Sin. So Lee Sin was actually buffed in 8.12, doing a little bit better. W cooldown down, E does a little bit more damage, but there's a Lucian that we saw a little bit of success from last game, so that is gonna be a pretty good pick for Avery, as I've seen him perform pretty well on 80 carry.
Avery does have the opportunity now to dominate this lane, and we did see that Ezreal got hit with some nerfs on I think it was this patch, right?
Yeah, 8.12.
Yeah, so he lost his armor is now like 22. So yeah. I mean, he's going to be very susceptible to physical damage, and Lucian brings a ton of it, as well as the Lee Sin. And while Lee Sin is not necessarily a S-tier jungle champion, in the hands of a great Lee Sin player, you can pilot the champion to have really strong ganks and dueling skirmishes early on, and especially combined with the Dragon's Rage, you could make some really fancy kill setups.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to have a little bit of tough time against that Warwick, especially with the Howl, but depending on how they play it, both junglers have a lot of influence in these early games, so it's going to be interesting.
I do like this Yasuo ban. Just making sure I mean, that champion is too strong to be left on the table. I mean, but like you said, Shadow, where's the Aurelia? If no one, I mean, everyone is just letting the Aurelia through. You know what would be really great into the Gangplank? An Aurelia.
You want to know what would be good into anything? Aurelia!
Yeah, really?
It's pretty good into absolutely anything. And there's a reason it's a permaban. Some other notable permabans is Mundo and Graves, which we see here. But, man, really interesting that we don't see it. Vladimir! Yes! This is what I want to see. Meta picks!
All right. It looks
It's going
like
to be the Vladimir in the mid lane. Probably, I think.
Now, if they were to do something spicy, we could see like a Vladimir support. Oh, well, I mean, that works too, but you know, Vladimir has now been working as a flex pick on these past 2 patches. And being able to see
oh my god, yes!
Yeah, we got the Aurelia!
Oh my god!
Locking it in. Now, you know what would be super funny, but also amazing to watch if they just come.
Aurelia bot. Oh my god! Wait. This could be. Wait. If this could be the draft. This could be the draft.
Yeah, because it could be Rengar, Targ, bot lane kill setup. You can have the Aurelia in the mid lane. You can flex the Lucian top lane as it's a historical counter to Gangplank. Theory crafting, boys. Let's go.
I love this, dude. This is the stuff I wanted to see this patch. Not that meta crap. And not that whatever the comfort picks are playing. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to see. But Anarchy are going to go with the regular setup. They're going to go with the top jungle mid AD carry support setup. But Ragnarok staying true to the name, staying true to the Olaf ulti, being the hailers of the new meta or whatever they're going to be drafting. It's going to be the Aurelia Tarek bot lane, Lucian mid, Rengar top lane, and Lee Sin jungle.
Okay, well, I was wrong, but
they're changing it. They're changing it right now. It could be Lucian bot. It could be Aurelia mid. That's also a priority. We have seen Aurelia mid happen a lot, and it depends. But something we have to note here is that Ragnarok doesn't have AP. That is very important because the members of Anarchy will have a better time kind of building against them, but none of the members of Anarchy are like true tanks. They do not build full tank. They don't build like 3 armor items and be able to take away from Ragnarok. They're just kind of building a little bit of armor and then going to go on the damage.
Right. Well, Snowball is the name of the game here, Shadow, for the side of Ragnarok. They want to cause chaos. They want to get in your face and just rip you to shreds, especially looking on the side of Rengar in the top lane. I mean, he is taking Ignite too, Shadow, so he is looking to just devour this Gangplank alive.
Yeah, but 3 Ignites on the side of Ragnarok. It's going to be Aurelia mid. It's going to be Lucian bot with teleport. That's interesting. I don't know what to think about it. I think he was just trying to match the teleport from Israel because I think he would predict that Israel would take it, which is kind of weird because you only take teleport on Israel when you're playing a safe lane. But nonetheless, it is going to be a teleport Lucian with 3 Ignites on the side of Ragnarok, ready to kill, ready to take down these members, but 2 Ignites being the kind of counter from Anarchy.
You know, I was kind of disappointed that Xylork did not pick the Yi when we had the obvious Tarek setup. But you know what? Picking the Rengar, picking the Aurelia, I'll forgive you for that one. I just need Ryoku and Kokochi to deliver on these 2 very, very flashy champions. You know,
it could be AP Aurelia. Then they would have AP damage.
Now you're trolling. Stop.
Have you never seen AP Aurelia?
I have, but unfortunately it was on my team and it was the cause of a loss in a promo game. So I try not to think about it. So just a little PTSD for me.
I mean, I do think they nerfed the AP Aurelia, but her E has an 80% AP ratio, and her ulti has a 70% AP ratio. Plus, her W gives her more damage reduction for all the AP that she gets. So, if you do the right build late game, she can have 100% damage reduction.
Oh my god! What?
It was actually a thing when she first came out. It has kind of fallen in popularity due to the fact that Irelia is a permaban and due to the fact that Irelia is a little bit better AD. But in the mid lane, when you have no AP damage, not a bad option.
Well, I mean, if it happens, Shadow, I will pay you $15. I'll pay you $15.
No, don't do that.
Twitch chat. You confirm it here. Like if we see AP Aurelia, not just like a Lich Bane. No. Like full AP Aurelia.
I'm not taking your money.
I just want to attest to how serious I don't know. Well,
but
anyway, Shadow, more than likely, we are looking at a full physical damage team composition. Yeah. And the reason why it can work in this meta right now is because the meta is so snowball. You can just pick up lethality items, or in this case, for Aurelia, strong one item power spikes in the Trinity Force, and with all the lower base stats and armor for normal marksmen such as Ezreal, and then these kind of late game scaling carries such as the Gangplank. I mean, you don't really have a lot of the tools that provided you the safety to scale through as much as we did in prior patches.
Yeah, definitely. If you're looking at terms of pure aggression, I do think Ragnarok, true to the name, are very much in aggression mode, really much just snowball, kill everything in sight. And I guess now that we're loading in, we'll have a chance to look at these keystones. It will not be Irelia, well, AP Irelia, due to the fact that she took Conqueror, but I am kind of disappointed. But so with these teams being locked in and the keystones being shown, who do you think is going to win this game?
I honestly just like this composition from Ragnarok. I mean, with triple ignite, it's going to be really hard to mess this up unless you severely misplay, because you have so much priority in all three of these lanes. Lee Sin, I mean, I've never really seen Lee Sin outright just beat Warwick every single time in a 1v1, but it should give Lee Sin some agency to be able to invade, keep track of the Warwick, not allow him to influence any of these lanes, and then you can just invade with your laner that has the priority, and then you have Rengar walking through the jungle and bushes, just leaps onto the wolf, the kitty cat, gets the knife down onto the wolf's jugular. I mean, that's just going to be a bad time.
Yeah. I mean, so now that they're going to be loading in, we're going to see the items and the starting items, though I don't think anything's going to differ from what we've seen today. I mean, boundary line's going to be drawn. Nothing is really going to be passed. I mean, we did see a really cool first blood, but that's about it. Otherwise, we do see the Vanguard picking up the longsword first. I mean, I actually don't know what you're supposed to start on Vanguard top. Can't say I have seen this in a while, and last time I saw it, you'd go 5 Doran's Blades. Do you remember those days?
Ryan Choi, the original Rengar top laner. You just stack Doran's Blade, and you just dominate laning phase, because that's all that mattered. And then you would gain such a huge lead that you just start going... You one-shotted people, not because of Dorn's Blade stacking what gave you enough AD to do so, but it was just that the level lead, you had so much base stats over everyone else.
Yeah, it was really weird. Oh man, I remember those days. Those were crazy. But gonna see in the mid lane, it is gonna be Minion Dematerializer Vladimir, which is really interesting due to the fact that I think back in season 7, he was nerfed, and his Tides of Blood doesn't actually one-shot the cast minions at a certain level, and those minion dematerializers will actually help that. But that's long ago.
Oh, that'll be a really nice break point for Duxolo, then just being able to insta-clear the back wave, like you said, Shadow. But here we go. Camps have now spawned. Zylark just going to take the red buff, matched by Recta Adriana on the top side of the map. So... Meanwhile, Jirokyu, or Jirokyu, if that's how he's saying, he's just waiting in the bush, but he doesn't leap onto Jaddy for the instant gotcha electrocute.
But so we are going to see something interesting. Rect is going to be starting his red side and actually going to be going to Raptors, which is quite interesting because if you look on the side there, he's actually very low, and if Zolo can find him, that might be a dead puppy we're looking at in the jungle, and he's actually going to be padding towards the risk of this might be... Nope, never mind.
Fortunately for the Wolf, he does not find himself facing into Xylork. He has already taken the Scuttle Crab, so... Oh, Ryoku
Wow,
taking
he
a lot of...
is...
Oh,
yeah.
that's the power of Grasp the Undying right there. Is able to get 2 successful procs on that.
Ouch.
One of the things, I'm going to just drop a little TLDR knowledge of Rengar top. As the only high-profile challenger player that plays Rengar top these days is Dekar. And for some reason, he likes to use Fleet of Footwork for Grasp the Undying just because it gives him much more plentiful sustain. Oh, wait a minute. We'll talk about that later. Looks like Bang Buzz Drivers has got Illusion in his mouth. Throws down the Ignite. Might not be enough, but the Flash Auto coming in from Super Duck is going to be able to secure the kill. That's First Blood going over to the Tom Kench. And we were talking about this bot lane priority, but then somehow he got swallowed up.
Yeah, he got hit by a lot of things. Didn't have the heal and just kind of burned with the Ignite, and that was really unfortunate in the top lane. Here we go.
Oh, well... I mean, Jaddy, you did honorable against the Rengar, but we got a Sin on his side as well. I mean, there's so much you can do. He doesn't even burn Flash. He knows his death was imminent. He's going to give the kill over to the Lee Sin.
Yeah. That's going to be a good snowball already. Ryoku's going to have a little bit more breathing room. I mean, we see that he's down half the CS of Jaddy. Going to be able to farm up a little bit more. Actually, freezes it a little bit in the... Ooh, nice dodge. Coming out from solo, but... Yeah, what happened in the bot lane was Avery just kind of walked a little bit too close to Driver, sorry. And yeah, he didn't even have to burn Flash, he just walked really close to Driver and ended up getting eaten. Eaten. Ouch.
Something like that. Eaten 8. Oh, Xylork.
Not again.
The return gank. I mean, he didn't burn Flash the last time, and it looks like he...
They're not gonna go for that mainly due to the fact that the minion wave and Jaddy still does a decent amount. Right, the Zolok is actually also down a little bit, and Ryoku hasn't even fought. So really unfortunate. In the mid lane, we have Conqueror being procced.
That's just a lot of damage coming out from Kokochi. You do have, however, Wrecked Adriano? We're just gonna call him Wrecked. Wrecked was hovering on the Raptor camp on the bot side of the map, but does not opt to go into aid Duck solo against Kokochi. Has faith that he'll be... Yeah. Has faith that he'll be able to sustain it back up here. But, uh-oh. Might be a collapse here. Wrecked Adri does have Flash. I mean, there's not enough mana from Kokochi to be able to land a stun, but we'll follow with the Blade Surge. Nice howl from the Fear, and there's no more mobility for them to be able to close the gap.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really low kind of percentage play, but also just drives Wrecked away. So, not too bad, but do kind of miss up his jungle, doesn't get the Raptor camp, and it's going to be a little bit far behind. This Vanguard top is very unimpressive.
Yeah, I have to say, even with the gank from Xylork, he's not able to match the consistent poke that Jaddy's putting out with the Grasping the Undying. And this is why Dekar runs Grasping the Undying or Fleet of Footwork, because, I mean, yes, when you are Rengar top, you can get a lot of burst damage, but it's not always going to be there. You need to play around cooldowns, and you don't have access to CDR early on as you did in prior seasons with the old rune system, right? So yeah. With Grasp and Fleet, it does give you a little bit of that sustained damage, and unfortunately for Ryoku, he's just not in the know about how to play top lane Rengar this way.
Well, it's also the fact that he hasn't been able to back either, because if you look at, like, because Gangplank does have the edge over him having the sculpting pods, and Rengar is just kind of sitting there he's on 1,200 gold right now, so he has to spend that, but he's not going to be able to with Gangplank just keep constantly pushing it. So good job from Jaddy, but unfortunate for Ryoku.
Yeah, that's the trade-off you get when you take Ignite instead of Teleport. You don't get a chance to just back once the wave is getting too massive for you.
But, so, I mean, level 6 is being hit by most members. I mean, Lee Sin's going to get his level 6 yet. Warwick is really behind, actually. Only level 4, going to probably hit level 5 very soon, but a little bit behind. Especially, that's kind of weird, especially since he invaded and was able to take the camp. So, just hasn't been pathing efficiently, unfortunately, for him.
And it looks like it's mainly just coming from the Scuttle Crab control that Xylork has been able to have over the Warwick.
Oh, what
is actually here in the top side of the map. Jaddy gets stunned up, but he has the oranges, but he's doing a pretty decent job.
Oh.
Don't die with that. Ryoku popped the ulti, gave Jaddy the heebie-jeebies, but then realized, wait a minute, you're going to be diving me with only a longsword. You have no health, and I can just blow you up in the turret. So, besides against that, it does give some pressure for him to be able to push in this wave. But Shadow, what if he's going Electrocute Rengar? What kind of first item rush are we gonna see?
I would say probably either Duskblade, Yomu, something of. Oh, this is awkward.
Wait, Xylor could have smited that, but it looks like he's just. Actually, he cannot fight this yet because he needs X-Homing. Oh, the Dazzle Blast gets read by Wreck, but the Ignite and the ulti from Kokochi, you know what? It was an elaborate ruse. It was a red buff transfer completed, but Kokochi has to flash away from the Tom Kench. Catfish wanted to get something, but he used his own flash now. He doesn't have a way to get out. The Lee Sin Q Sonic Wave will be able to finish him off, and Tom Kench looked to... actually, Shadow, I'm just not sure what the decision-making was right there.
Yeah, so Lek tried to steal the red buff, and... Oh, wait, hold on.
Xylor does have kick. There's the cat flash. He's going to land the Sonic Wave. Can't quite hit it yet. He needs to wait for the kill, and there it is.
That was a nice play.
Played out.
Yeah, Xylor played that actually really well. Didn't, just caught Duck Solo by surprise with the kick, flash kick, and then waited the Sonic Wave, didn't go to hit the pool, and played that really extremely well. But going back to that whole jungle play there, Rek tried to invade on the red buff, thought he would have the upper advantage, got level 5 off of it, but unfortunately took so much damage from Xylook that he had to run, and Admiral Avery plus X-Homie were able to rotate much faster than Zubaduck and Bus Driver, so that just was a low percentage play with the only reward being a red buff, maybe a kill, and that was not really happening. Kochi was also able to make it there faster, so really unfortunate for them.
And Kochi in that river skirmish as well had almost died after Bang Bus Driver flashed in with the good old tongue slap, but he was able to make it out, and even though he has no sums, he still is deathless. He has 58 CS, 2 kills. He's got 2 of his components for the Trinity Force, so he should be able to complete that full item in probably just actually I don't know at this point. Shadow, help me out here.
I mean, if we look here, this is going to be something happening here.
Oh, man, goodbye, Wreck. Just absolutely well wrecked. I mean, it's just no... Ryoku wants to get more, though. He's going to try to be able to get the bush advantage on the Jaddy. He'll be able to leap on, but it looks like he's waiting for cooldowns. He doesn't have Xylord there either. It's just trading. He's just going back and forth now. Pops the Ignite. Johnny is going to have to be forced away. He does have the teleport if he opts in to just recall and then teleport back. But Ryoku burning the Ignite will trade in that Summoner spell if Jaddy decides to just come back, but...
Once again, this Rengar top is just remarkably Oh, no. You wanted a midnight snack.
Well, there's some things that are just better left on
yeah, nobody saw that. I'm just sorry, but
yeah.
So, once again, this Rengar top is extremely unremarkable, not doing anything at all. Like, sure he helped out with the kill on Rex, but I mean, yeah.
That pretty much sums it up, Shadow. I think Ryoku is just underestimating how well Jaddy would have been able to play this lane out as the Gangplank, especially with the Grassy Undying. And so now he's like, you know what? I just need to farm. I need to get my first item, Power Spike. And then if he can just jump on, the Flat, well, not even the Vladimir, because he has a little bit of armor stacking going for him. So if he jumps on Rekt or Ezreal or Tom Kench, maybe he can get something done, because it's not going to happen against the Gangplank quite yet.
So, if you want to know something extremely extraordinary, it's a Irelia that's fed. And we all have been there, but this is also terrifying. Lee Sin in the bush.
2 levels above the Warwick. Doesn't even need the Dragon's Rage. He just can kill him with a couple of autos, followed with the Sonic Wave execution. Oh, he's going to go in. Warthog kicks him back. There's no pool to save. Duck Solo now, but Xylork might have gone a little bit too far. He's found the Catfish, but wait. No! X-Homie tried to go in and save, but he gets collapsed on it.
Saving Quiet Lion.
Oh, man. Jaddy throwing out the mashing level 7, showing him, guys, I'm going to be your worst nightmare. Just give me a little bit more farm. Let me get my Trinity Force. I'm going to make the comeback for my team.
Saving Private Lion went wrong. But, so Xylook, I like the play. I like the ambition. And they did get Duck Solo, got a kill, and that was really nice. And then X-Homie tried to go Saving Private Ryan on everyone, and ended up dying too, making it a bad trade. So, yeah, that's one of those times where you just kind of leave your teammate to die, because he's dead. There's very little that you can do. I mean, if X-Homie maybe pulled out the ulti and had, like, heal, I don't know, dude. It's very low percentage play.
It's the thought that counts. He wanted to show his jungler that he cared about him. And it's just unfortunately he died to show his love.
He's getting ganks for the next game.
There you go. That's right. Like, die for me, I promise you a gank. The next game we play.
Oh man, it's like just jumping from bush to bush. He really likes bushes.
No, this is how you play it. Oh, he's gonna get the.
Oh.
All right. Turn the camera. Turn off the camera. Misses out the empowered spell there.
Oh,
I mean, he is doing a decent job at this point to chunk out Jaddy. It's just taking him a while. Oh, he's got the ulti on. He might look to die with the ignite.
Ooh, that was nice.
All right. Well.
With ulti?
Flashes the infinite duress, but Wrecked Adriano has his own flash to follow up with, and Skirmisher Saber will also do the trick. You know what, Ryoku? Finally, he's starting to show a little bit of promise with the Electrocute top Rengar. It took a while, but we're finally getting... Oh, Xylork, he knows he has no infinite duress. Oh, flash! And he actually just kicks him in the face as well, just to show how dominant he is. He's still 2 levels up on this jungle Warwick. Xylork is just putting on a show for us right now.
Yeah, he's really proficient on this Lee Sin. You can kind of see it with the kick in the mid lane on the Vladimir. That was really smooth, and I do respect a good Lee Sin all the time. Ryoku really getting his money's worth, and just kind of the whole pick. That's unfortunate, but.
It's all an elaborate ruse. Duck Solo finally finds himself in a 1v2 situation. He's like, wait a minute, if we're going to play a 2-on-2, let me get my Gangplank over here. And then at that point, Kokochi's like, no. Send him back top lane. We
don't want him here.
Yeah, we don't want him here.
But I'm surprised. Mountain Drake is still on the table 15 minutes in. Nobody's taking it because there's been so much fighting. This has probably been one of our most bloody games in a while.
Xylork missing the Sonic Wave there. Pretty uncharacteristic there after seeing the proficient play we've been seeing. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta miss those Sonic Waves to just give them false hope, and then you hit them with the one that counts, and then you go in and they play.
I do have to admit, Kochi is somebody that we haven't talked about a lot in this game, but he is really showing up on this Irelia. I do think that Irelia seems to be a comfort pick for him, and he's performing very well on it.
Yeah. He definitely has the lane dominance going on for him right now. Oh, he's going to flash in. Doesn't get the stun because Duck Solo flashed back, but oh, he's going to go back in. He does not have to remember. Kokochi knows that he's going to die with the Ignite ticking and the Gangplank ulti, but he makes sure to knock down Vladimir before he goes down.
550 gold for the shutdown, going to Gangplank, somebody that you actually do want it to be on. So, I mean, Jati has good gold, and they're going to start Dragons, so was that kill worth it? I don't know.
Yeah, and especially like you mentioned about the shutdown going over to the Gangplank, who is probably your best scaling champion you've got in your composition right now. And now with the Mountain Drake also on your arsenal, you're going to be able to clear these neutral objectives much faster, as well as taking down the turrets as well.
Speaking of taking down turrets, it is Xylork and I think, Ryoku taking down Rifthold right now. I have a hunch that they're probably either going to gank top lane and then put it there, or just put it mid lane whenever Kochi just kills Duck Solo, or pushes him out of lane at least. Oh, and actually he's going to Ryoku, so yeah, it's going to go top lane.
All right, yeah, they're going to definitely want to knock down that turret fast before the side of Anarchy tries to get some first turret blood gold back onto their favor. The gold lead is actually somewhat even here, Shadow. It's only 500 gold lead in favor of side of Ragnarok, even though they have 5 more kills.
Yeah, it's due to the fact that, I mean, if you look at the side of Gangplank, it's mostly Gangplank. Because, oh, watch this gank.
Oh, speaking of gank.
Okay. Style points. Style points.
I don't know if I mean the kick was nice. I just
but I mean style points by the way. But so the gold advantage is around 3,000 for Lee Sin. The problem is that in the top lane, it's 1,000 for the Gangplank. It's 1,000 in the bot lane because of Kleptomancy on Israel, and then 2,000 on Irelia. So that's why you see the gold advantage so like very small, even though you like the kill differential doesn't show that. I mean, now it's gonna balloon a little bit with the first turret gold, but like it's just Kleptomancy, Israel, and Gangplank just getting a lot of money, and that's just the plan. In the mid lane, we're gonna see fight. Or just, you know, same as always. Never mind.
You know, the good old debated trades and making us think that the exciting fight about to go to happen. But you know what? I think that's when you do play against Aurelia, really proficient Aurelias know when to all in and then just when to get a little bit of poke and harass, because then it keeps your mid laner guessing. You never know when they're actually going to pull the trigger and try to kill you.
I mean, this bot lane has been the most uneventful thing that we've seen in a while. I mean, it ironically, like the last few games we've seen, most of the stuff has been happening on bot side and bot lane. Now, nothing is happening in bot lane. Well, not too much. So, pretty fun. Pretty good change.
After Admiral Avery's little...
nice.
Oh, well, that was a nice stun combo. Getting a lot of damage. Is going to chunk out Tom Kench, forced to use the gray health as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's no mana from Admiral Avery to be able to follow up on additional, I guess...
Lee Sin is here!
Uh-oh. Xylort just lurking in the wings. If he can maybe get over the wall, he does have access to... I think he has access to a ward. I'm not entirely sure. Check the camera.
Have you ever seen that trick where he ward dashes over this wall and then just cues a minion while it's running through and then just kicks them back without even using the ward?
Oh,
Bengal's here too. Bengal's here too.
Oh, there's the...
God.
Super Duck tried to blink away, but the kick had already gone through, and the damage followed with it, along with the electrocute piece.
That's a black cleave for Lee Sin. This isn't even like lethality, Lee Sin. This is just pure damage. Oh man.
Oh, wait a minute. Rex thinks he has the upper hand, but he's got a kitty cat and a Lee Sin blind monk also on his heels. Vladimir has got to run away. Meanwhile, the catfish just tangling with a little too many people. You only need one dance partner, otherwise you're just gonna get trampled all over, and that's exactly what
yeah, but man, that is... Dude, I don't know who's performing better, Kochi or Xylor. They are both, like, very well playing, really proficient on the champions. They're performing extremely well right now.
Oh, I think Ryoku's gonna go down here. The true shot for Raj! Let Duck solo the satisfaction of getting that kill. This man is still 0-3-3 forever. The support Vladimir.
First build Sonya's. Wow, that's oh man, that's really unfortunate.
That just feels really bad. Oh.
Man.
Well,
that Vladimir is gonna be irrelevant for a long time, and Gangplank is starting to get some damage, but he is going Sterix Gauge second, which is it's actually a better pick on Gangplank because Sterix Gauge with 8.12 now gives bonus AD instead of base AD. So Gangplank his barrels do scale off of bonus AD. So very good for Gangplank, especially when he blocks it. So not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, at first, well, actually, I don't know. I don't have the numbers to try and look at that because I was wondering about, since he's no longer getting the triple base, the extra base AD from the Sterix Gauge, and now it's bonus AD. But I mean, he's still, holy moly, that barrel doing already a nice chunk amount of damage onto Admiral Avery, and Kokochi has found himself in Ezreal. Oh, it forces the flash from Super Duck after he used the blast cone to close some distance there. So nice strategical use of the terrain around you from Kokochi.
And this should be interesting to watch. I mean, Baron is up on the table. Dragon is going to be spawning in another 30 seconds. It is going to be an Inferno Drake, something that all teams love. Fight in the mid lane, though, is going to be breaking out.
Oh, man, but they pulled the trigger a little too quickly. Ryoku was looking for that thirsty Storm Razor Dust Blade.
You know you want to jump.
He just wants to get a one-time. Oh, the stun does land and it's go time, but you got a Catfish being able to
wow.
But meanwhile, Ezreal has been disarmed. He had burned flash from the blast cone attempt from Kokochi earlier. Now the Wolf is gonna go down. That's a double kill. Oh, this could look so good for Kokochi. A triple kill maybe. No, wait, Jaddy's not going down yet. There you go. Picking up the kill under the tower. That's a triple kill for Kokochi, the Aurelia, for potentially the quadra kill, but X-Homie dying under the turret. And that's not the quadra, it's just an ace completed by Ryoku for the final kill.
Well, I mean, we saw our first team fight and we saw how it went. So the unfortunate part about that team fight was Gangplank sat on a lot of gold, so he didn't get a 6 gauge. He just pushed it just now, and Israel had his Trinity Force but didn't purchase it until now because some people got caught out on the side of Anarchy, and it was just really unfortunate due to the fact that even Rex missed his Infinite Dress and just kind of jumped across, and then Irelia jumping into the middle of the team with the Cosmic Radiance on him. Oh man, that's not good. Not good. So
really unfortunate stuff. Shadow, I do want to direct your attention that we had, off of that play, they got 2 turrets, right? He also got Inferno Drake. So if you look over on the side of Ryoku, he has now closed the gold difference that Jaddy had amassed himself skillfully. And at this point, he has 300 AD just on 2 items and no upgrade.
He has, I think, he has 4 bone tooth necklaces. So yeah, getting an extra, I think, what is it? An extra 16% AD, not bad. Really good for him.
Yeah, he has to just get 1 more kill / slight assist onto. I don't even know if you can check who the final person he needs to go after.
Yeah, it's a HUD thing, but I do want to note the fact that Ragnarok has 3 members on the team that do not have completed boots because they're too busy killing people.
They need the full items. Who needs tier 2 boots when you? And it doesn't even seem like that the side of Anarchy has been able to outrun them, or they just opt in for the fights thinking that they can take them on. But when you're looking at almost a 10,000 gold deficit on the side of Ragnarok here, mainly from your jungle point. I mean, 4,000 gold ahead. This Lee Sin, Xylork, Sterix Gauge, Black Cleaver, and his Warrior Enchantment, whereas poor Rex is just looking at his Cinder Hulk and Tiamat and hasn't completed a second. He doesn't even have a second item completed yet because it's just components.
Yeah, I'm not looking good for Anarchy right now. They only 2 members on the side. The 2 gold generating members are the ones with 2 items, and oh man, not looking good for them as more fighting may occur soon.
In the Shadow, a couple patches ago, Warwick used to be one of the best junglers in the game. Like few patches. Wait, we might actually get a fight here. Duskblade Storm Razor did do a lot of damage to Jaddy, and with the Ignite has forced him away from the fight, but the Sterix Gauge also absorbed a lot of the burst damage as well. Ryoku is still in his stealth form, might be able to look for something else, but everyone has backed off. Maybe this is a time for a Baron trigger.
Yeah, that might be it, and they listen to your players as they're going to start Baron. Nobody on the side of Anarchy actually expects this, and they're just going to be taking down this Baron without any contestation. Roick's just, you know, farming. He's just got to get that red buff.
Yep, well, got to make sure that they cannot take any more farm from him. He is 3 levels down versus Xylork in the jungle matchup here, so he is just, severely behind. And now with the Baron triggered, or the Baron picked up here by the side of Ragnarok, it is time to close out this game for good.
Yeah, I mean, they're ready. It's 10:39 p.m. They're ready to go to bed. This might be the fastest game that we have today. So still pretty long though, 26 minutes already. But so they're probably gonna just take this, maybe split push. I would think that they're probably just gonna team fight, try to look for like just kill somebody instantly. So, ooh.
Ryoku has 400 AD now.
Yeah. He got his 5th bone tooth neck. No, he did not. I lied.
I think that's I think he's got a elixir. No, he doesn't have an elixir. Wow,
no, he picked up. Yeah, he picked up a bunch of AD and that stacked on each other.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, so the Dirk, the couple long swords, and then paired, because Baron gives you bonus AD as well. Yep. So Jesus. And this Ezreal did not go Iceborne Gauntlet, so he won't have any armor to protect him. It looks like this Wolf is trying his best to defend this, but...
A defensive ulti, that's
wow,
it.
he burned his flash and his ultimate, even though he had a Tom Kent's right there ready to save him. I guess he just did not trust his partner, so it pretty feels bad from the side of Anarchy, and just wanted to make sure that he did not get squashed.
I mean, we have Lucian split pushing against Gangplank. Now, this may not be Lucian top, but it is something where we see this.
Yeah, well, Admiral Avery, you don't really want to face tank a Gangplank like that. You do have the flash. Daddy does also burn his flash as well, and it looked pretty close, but it was a little scary that Admiral Avery almost lost that.
Yeah. I mean, both sides kind of misplayed a little bit and tried to capitalize a little bit. But meanwhile, mid lane inhib has been broken.
Oh, the TP play coming from Lucian. That was the trick all along. Get him dunked out, and then he could just TP back to the mid lane. That's an easy inhib pick it up. Now, the question is, do they just rotate their efforts to the top side of the map, or are they going to call it quits?
I mean, Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. It's a mountain Drake. Could be good to take, but they have Baron still up for maybe another 30-45 seconds, so it's gonna be good. But I do think this is probably just gonna be end game if Anarchy are not able to do anything.
Yeah, XNomi was trying to bait out a fight there. They do have the Cosmic Radiance available, as well as the Aurelia ulti, looking for an engage opportunity. If they want to go for it, they will have the invulnerability from Taric ulti to protect them under the turret dive. But right now, they're just content allowing the Siege Baron minion to just chunk out this turret.
I miss Banner of Command.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I miss about Banner of Command is putting it on a Baron minion and then naming it Steve. That was fun.
I think we missed Banner Command when we got to use it, but not when the enemy team. Oh, Ryoku wants to pull the trigger, and he's going to have the Taric ultimate, so he won't be able to get denied, but he actually just chunks Shadi out to about a half of the health. Now looks for the Kokochi team fighting cleanup potential, but he has to flash away. Warwick has infinite to rest in, but he doesn't mind anyone. Admiral Avery slinging in them shots. He wants to pick up some kills, but no one has died yet here. Shadow, Jad, and Rek have fallen in health, but they're sustaining back up, and it looks like the engage attempt was just to make sure that they get the top inhibitor, but I'm surprised that no one died in that exchange.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best fights that Anarchy could have taken, and unfortunately weren't able to capitalize on anything. That, like, all the members of Ragnarok were diving the turret, and they were taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Anarchy weren't able to do anything, and oh man, this is not looking good at all, because Anarchy were not able to capitalize on an opportunistic moment like that. I don't know if they can function any further in this game.
You're right, Shadow, and with 2 inhibs down, it just means you gotta run it down bot lane. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I think I swallowed a bug. Gotta close the windows around here. It's getting gnat season where I live. But yeah, Shadow, I mean, Rengar, we bashed him early on, and I still don't think he's like doing that impressive, but he's got the full lethality build with the Stormrazor, so the guaranteed, he's just looking to basically ult and then jump on someone and then just get that good old-fashioned auto Q one shot.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't have Baron minions anymore, but they have put a lot of damage on this bot lane turret. It is an inner turret, so I don't think Anarchy should defend this by themselves. It's going to go down either way. So yeah, I mean they should be more focused on just clearing the super minion waves. But yeah, I mean it's just going to go down.
Falling over on the side. Anarchy here.
Uh-oh.
Trying to do his best to... He has Stormrazor now, so... And with the way that this will work with Gangplank is that he will pretty much be able to guarantee every single barrel as a crit, because the time it takes for Stormrazor to come back up for the crit passive is basically the same amount of time for your Q to come off cooldown with Parlay. So he will have substantial wave clear to be able to deal with the siege here, but they will not be able to deal with the super minions on the mid and the top side of the map.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man, I mean, Ryoku's pumped the ulti, but then it's just forcing them away. Good amount of chunk damage from Jaddy, but they have to force away from the turret. They have to give it up, and they might have to give up the inhibitor as well. No one on the side of Anarchy here doesn't want to pull the trigger. They're just letting it go. All 3 inhibitors have now fallen, and it looks like Ragnarok can just walk out of here cleanly, and they're going to be able to get the disengage. The culling is thrown out, get some more trade damage, and just like that, Shadow, all inhibitors are now down on the side of Anarchy.
And that's perfect timing. It looks like Baron is going to be coming up in 25 seconds, and once that Baron is gone, I do think it's probably going to be game. 3 inhibs down. I'm not sure what Anarchy can do, especially with their kind of mediocre wave player only being really on gameplay.
Anarchy, you guys have fought well. You've tried to stall it out as long as you could. I mean, all eyes are now on Jaddy. If he can land some barrels onto the... I mean, but if you look, like, there's no backline that you have to assassinate as the gangplank. You have to deal with practically all these team members just diving you. Lucian's not a traditional backline member. He's just skirting around the outside of the fight. Aurelia's diving you, Rengar's diving you, Lee Sin's diving you, and then Tark is all there to support all that. So I don't know. Shadow, is there anything that they can do to...
I feel like that this game is probably over. There's not much that they can do, especially with kind of like how they're going with. Vladimir does not do damage, especially with this build. Israel is trying to do damage, Gangplank as well, but the amount of healing defenses that Ragnarok has, it's going to take not even miracles, several miracles that for Anarchy to actually even try to come close to finish winning this game. But yeah, Baron minions, oh my god.
It would almost require a series of unfortunate events on the side of Ragnarok here. And not even Lemony Snicket could write out a more disastrous ending for them as well. But they're... I'm sorry. Gotta make this game somehow interesting as the end is approaching near. A nice triple barrel. Unfortunately, only landed on. It just only landed on X-Homie, and so he's the tankiest member alive here. Gangplank only being thrown out. They're just trying to clear the damn minions. They're all powered up by the Baron. Super minions being doubled on all sides of the map. I mean, this is an admirable defense. We're playing Bloons tower defense right now from the side of Anarchy.
Buy the frozen turret. Buy the freezers. Buy your ships.
Ryoku has just ulted just to get damage to the turret. The turret ulti has popped out. Ryoku has fallen, but the wolf will be traded as well. And by all means, Shadow, they fought hard. They tried as well. So damn hard, but there's only so much you can do with a lead this big, and that is going to be the game favoring Ragnarok as a win.
Man, and that was such a convincing win. I love how Xylo played. I love how Kokochi played. That was such a good game coming out from Ragnarok, and Anarchy are going to have to, once again, like the other teams that have lost today, going back to the drawing board, and that's going to be looking terrible, and that's just unfortunate for them. But as our week 1 comes to a close, as this night turns dark, I don't know. We're gonna have to finish up this kind of stream, and I would have to ask you for the last time tonight, who do you think is your MVP?
Xylork, hands down.
Yeah. I feel like hands down this guy played phenomenally. He really felt like he understood how to play League Sun and just everything. And perhaps this is a good sign. Perhaps the junglers of the Gold OverDrive League might be improving, and that's a really good thing to see, especially with jungle being kind of a less influential role with the patch 8.10, I think. So, but otherwise, congratulations towards Ragnarok. Looking good for next week, and going on a momentum swing. Unfortunately, and for Anarchy, well, you got to try next time, So
yeah. I mean, this is just the first week, guys. So, I mean, anything can happen over the next few weeks. There's plenty of time to improve. There's plenty of time to adapt. There will be more patches coming out. And it just, honestly, we did just drop on a new patch, 8.12. There's a lot of shield nerfs as well. And so we noticed that a lot of the teams were still trying to play the old standard protect the ADC. So maybe it's just going to take some time for everyone to adapt. So just stay tuned, everyone, for OverDrive League as we see the next weeks play out, and we'll see how the standings actually shake up.
Yep. And with that being said, do you got anything else to say?
Nope. Other than thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And yeah. I mean, with that being said, it will be the end of us. Thanks from everyone on the streaming
kind of staff. And for that, be sure to tune in next week, this Monday actually at 7 p.m. Central Time for our Plat League. For OverDrive, it will be kicking off this Monday, the 18th, June 18th. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you.